Well, it's been a year. I survived a year without Paul, and survived to me is the most correct word. Um, I don't feel like it's living, at least not how living should be, I suppose. You know, you always say that with big events or moments in your life that when you stop to remember them, it'll seem like, on one hand, it seems so long ago, but on the other, it was just like yesterday. And that's pretty much how I feel. I mean, I can remember everything from that day. Little things, big things, everything. It was such a nice day. Such a beautiful, warm spring day. And we were both so happy. We had just gotten back from Milwaukee from 2 days of our daughter being in labor trying to give birth to her son, and it all turned out well, and that was great. And we had had so much snow even the weekend before, but the last few days had been warm and sunny, and that one was in particular. And geez, we were just so full of energy and wanting to get stuff done, you know. And it all came crashing down. It all ended that day. All of our plans, our dreams, our future. I stood there that day waiting for what seemed like an eternity for all the emergency personnel to get there. And it was still sunny. And all the animals and birds and insects and whatever were still making noise in the woods there. And I sat there and I wondered if they knew. If just for a moment things stopped when Paul left this earth. If they recognized it. But then I figured the circle of life is going on forever in the forest. And at any given time, something dies and something is born. And that's just life. It's been so incredibly hard, and people who've been through this will know what I mean. And people who haven't been through it don't want to know. I mean, we've all had someone significant in our life pass away. Someone we were close to. Whether it's your mom or dad, a favorite aunt, a grandpa. And when that happens, it just feels Like even though the sun comes out, it's really not shining all that bright anymore. In that first year, I know this to be especially true from when my mother passed away. That first year, it goes by almost like a blur or in a dream state. But so many things remind you of that person. A smell, a certain food at the grocery store, most definitely a song on the radio, even a phrase someone says. And sometimes you're really taken aback by it. Maybe it was something you forgot that your loved one did or said, and you see it somewhere else. And sometimes you wonder how people can be happy when you're so sad. And I kind of felt that more with my mom. People celebrating Christmas because she loved it so much, and just different things. And I would be happy, and then all of a sudden I remember my mom was gone, and that got rid of my happiness right away. But with Paul, I haven't had those bouts of happiness. I get through, don't get me wrong. There's days I smile and laugh. But underneath it all is him being gone. So many people have been through it, yet really, it's a journey you have to take on your own. No one can walk it with you. They can support you, like I've gotten a lot of wonderful support, and I think that does help to carry you through, especially the worst of it. But overall, it's a journey in your head and heart that only you can take. One funny thing is, coffee hasn't tasted the same to me since Paul died. I don't know what it is. I've been using all my favorite coffees that I've always used. Different water, same water, whatever. Just doesn't taste as good. And I'm thinking it might be because we always use the stovetop percolator, and I haven't been using that simply because it takes longer to do it in the morning. And so it used to be Paul would get up before me and he'd get the coffee going so that when I did get up, it was ready. I don't know. Maybe I'll try the percolator again. I mean, I have an electric one, but I haven't done the stovetop one. I mean, if you don't, I'm sitting here talking and it's like maybe you don't know exactly what happened. I did do a video explaining it a little bit. couple of weeks after that. I'll put a link to that in the description box if you want to watch that. But it was just basically an accident. A weird series of events led up to it, but the kids have all been doing fairly well. Everybody has their down days, their sad days, and I'm sure they feel it the way I do when they are reminded, or something reminds them even more so of their dad. And we all know we have each other, Lena, and so that's always good. We're all open to a phone call or a conversation. So many things in life have changed. Everything has changed. You know, I remember people telling me in the beginning, don't make any rash decisions, don't change, do this, do that. But some of them were just forced upon me. There's nothing I could do about it. The family didn't want me up alone at the cabin, I get that. There was no money or income or whatever, so I had to go and get a job. Just a lot of different things changed. My surroundings, my lifestyle, my everything. My family was my constant. And I thank the Lord for that. And I thank the Lord for all of you beautiful people that helped me get through a lot of it. My heart really goes out to those that don't have the kind of support I had and continue to have. It's rough. It's really rough, and to do it completely alone. And the good thing is I did get into a good church. Paul and I had been wanting to get into a local church. There's some really good people there, and I'm super grateful. I try to attend every event they have. I go to Bible study. I help out when I can. I try to stay busy a lot. But there's also times I try to relax too and just try and clear my mind. Some health problems came back this year, surprise. My heart issues are worse, and so that's partly why I try to relax and, not to overdo stuff and whatever. And there was a short time, 7, 8, 9 months after the fact, I started to get panic attacks. I had had a couple of those in the past, but they, it didn't last long or whatever. They're horrible, so horrible. And I prayed a lot. I still pray a lot. But my son recommended this book to me, and I listened to it on Audible. That was my first Audible book. And it worked wonders. It really did. I mean, first of all, I was surprised he recommended it to me or gave it to me, put it on the Audible thing for me, because I never knew he had panic attacks, had ever had panic attacks. So I kind of took that as, well, this book must really work then, right? And if you apply their methods, if you do what they tell you to do, what the author tells you to do, it will work. You just got to keep at it. It's an ongoing thing. Even now, I sometimes will start to feel extremely anxious for no apparent reason. But I remember, some of the lessons from that book, and, I get everything under control then. I'll put a link in the description box. However, if you can get it on Audible or some other book subscription thing like that where you can hear the narration, I feel like that's important, because when I was listening to it, and it's the author who narrates it, gosh, it really felt like he was talking directly to me. And I just feel like I got a lot more out of it as opposed to reading it in a book. I mean, you could be different. I love reading books, but that really hit home, and it's a really good book. And if you have any problems with anxiety or panic attacks, I really do encourage you to read or listen to that book. My acid reflux also got way worse. I mean, this has been a problem for a long time now, and so, I got that under control now too. But there's, just things that have been going on, and part of it could just be getting older, part of it. It's not like I lived a stress-free life. You don't have a really big family and just, cruise through life with no problems, And someday maybe I'll tell you some of those stories. They're not all good, but, sometimes you unburden yourself when you share stuff. But I don't know what the future holds. I don't want to know what the future holds. I'm still kind of going day by day. I mean, I plan out a little ways. I don't know if I'll ever truly be happy again. I might. I mean, happiness is an emotion. It's not a state. But I don't think I'll feel joy again. Not the kind of joy I had. And not in this lifetime. Someday. After this lifetime. But probably not now. It's not to say I don't have good things, and I do. And I thoroughly enjoy my grandchildren. I love my kids. I love my family. I love the few friends I have. And I love the goodness and kindness that so many people have shown me. And life goes on, whether we want it to or not. And people often say to me, well, come on, what would Paul want you to do? Paul would want me to be happy. That's always what Paul wanted. Whatever would make me happy. He wasn't a stickler for rules or protocol or anything like that. If sitting on the couch in sweatpants made me happy, made him happy too. If going out to a nice dinner made me happy, well, we were going. He was a good man, and he was so good to me. If doing YouTube videos makes me happy, Paul would want me to do that. Of course, he wouldn't want me to do anything detrimental. You know, that's not what I'm saying. And I don't try to do anything detrimental. You know, I still go out, I'm still social, I still do things. I'm still trying. Maybe that's all we can do. It's just get up every day and try. Try for ourselves. Try for our families, our communities, for each other. Everybody has problems. Everybody's got stuff going on that we don't know about. But I think most of us still try every day, right? We're all here together, we're all in it together. So for Paul and everyone else, I keep trying. I'm going to try for myself too. Anyhow, say a prayer for me, will ya? Say a prayer for my family, my kids. It's going to be a long road. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you listening. Take care.